Welcome back, everyone, to a new episode of Shifted Reality, Season 1, Episode 9. Can you believe it? 100 subscribers after only 8 episodes? I am thrilled and humbled by your support. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, before we begin our next stage of advancements, I was invited to help out with a little bit of a server community project. Alright, today we are participating with some other server mates in a little community cleanup project. This area has been a bit of an eyesore with creeper holes and undeveloped projects, so we're just going to clear it out, flatten out the area, and make room for some new development that will hopefully help make our server a nicer, prettier place. And just patching up a few holes here and there just to make sure it's all nice and even. And we are looking pretty good on this flat area. It's kind of nice coming together. Maybe pick up a few ores for ourselves. No harm in that. I think we should terraform the edge, though, to make it look more natural. And with that, looks like they are done flattening the area that needed to be corrected and cleaned up quite a bit. I admit I was a little late to this party. If I had been earlier, I probably would have gotten a nice time lapse of all the work that they did, because there was actually quite a bit of flattening that they did. And we're going to probably see Bias Icewing expand out into this area, and maybe we'll get a little bit from Don over there to come out and build this way as well. But otherwise, it looks like we are calling it. I know I was saying that everybody was finished and they're going their separate ways, but little did I know, Ash would call everyone back for what they call a Winter Bee event. And it's basically just a server-wide PvP event where everyone is trying to kill the player bee, the worker, and he is trying to defend himself from everyone. And as soon as he dies, the event is over, but everyone else can just respawn indefinitely. And, well, this is just a clip of how it went. As you can see, everything always evolves into chaos with this group, but that's part of the fun of being on a shared SMP server with other people. Sometimes you never really know what's going to happen or what's going on. So, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but let's get back to designing and building our next expansion. Let's go. Now, as you can see, I've already started a little bit with our next expansion by putting in a door on the opposite side of where our weapon and toolsmiths are. And yes, up in the corner you can see the chaos is still going on, but that's okay. So now as I come over here and take a look, and I've started out laying out a ground here, I was thinking, this is where I should expand next. And my initial thought was I was just going to square this off and make this up higher. But then I'm like, you know what? The whole build, everything about this build currently is square. Here, let me show you. I'm going to switch to my camera count real quick. Here, with the use of the camera count, you can see what I mean. It's just the library is a series of squares and rectangles. Our stables and our storage area, more rectangles. In fact, the only thing that comes close to approximating something beyond just a normal square is the spiral staircase that leads us up from the base level of the mountain to the base itself. Everything about this base so far has been very square. So that's why I plan to defy convention. I might change this up, and I am going to put in a round tower in a square hole. The sun is setting on our building. This is the last layer. We are finally all the way up in the tower. Now you may have noticed this became quite a bit of a imposing structure. And the reason for that is if you look at the tail end of our time lapse, I took a couple slow shots from different angles of where you would look at the base if you are down below where you're on, like, say, the river level down there. And I wanted the tower to be visible from most angles, or as many angles as possible. And unfortunately, because of how large the rest of the build is so far, the only way to do that would just to take this all the way up to the heavens, as you saw. And yeah, it admittedly does create a little bit of a over-imposing structure, but I kind of feel that as a whole, this really just kind of works out in the end. And I'm just going to finish this up with some crenellations here. Little peak and high points and low points. I probably could have put peaks on all the tops of them, but I don't know, mixing it up with a half slab instead of a full block here and there. I like the look. I think it draws the eye a little better than having it the full pattern the whole time. And I'm not too worried about having this jump off because, well, I'm not planning to have anyone up here like villagers who are stupid enough to fall off, and if a player falls off, then that's their own fault. But speaking about players, our neighbor over there, who goes by the name of Spectral, You may have seen her on one of my joke shorts, but you know, she came by and she thought I could use a third-person perspective of flying around and seeing how the tower looks to get a better feel for it, and gave me an elytra and some rockets, even though I personally have not yet done my end rating. And I don't know about you, but I don't think these elytra are very safe to use to fly at the moment. So what do you think? Should I go down to my villagers in the library, get a mending book and a Unbreaking 3 book, and repair those elytra up so I can start flying this season? Or should I get my family together and go on an end rating to legitimately earn our own wings? Let me know in the comments. I would appreciate it. Because I'm probably pretty much the last person on the server to go out and pick up some wings. And, well, admittedly, sometimes it would be a little bit easier to be able to fly. And if I did get the wings, another idea that I had was up here, not on this highest level, where we're at the very top, but maybe right down here on this level, we could do something like, say, knock a hole in this wall. And we could make out a little runway / landing strip for people with elytras to come in and land and take off from. I don't know. I'm not quite sure if that fits or works with our aesthetic that we're going with, but something to think about. And we're going to put that on the back burner of what to do. And otherwise, we do also need to start moving our villagers into here and giving them a place to live, which is also another question I have. The cleric uses a brewing stand as their workstation. And when I think cleric, obviously I'm thinking a church or a temple, some sort of religious structure that should have it. But when I think brewing stand, I don't see a brewing stand existing in a church. I see it existing in a mad scientist's laboratory or a wizard's tower, both of which would also fit very well, especially in the upper levels of our new tower here. So what do you think? Should I bring in clerics and turn this tower into a wizard / mad scientist tower? Or should I wait on clerics until some point when we can add on in a future phase a church or a temple or a cathedral portion of the castle somewhere down below? I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on that. Leave your comments and let me know. I also found out that whilst I was working at my tower, Redor came along and decided to help me out by putting some books on the shelf. But I don't know. Something about it looks a little sus to me. But yes, we are still clicking away a little bit at a time with our books and filling up these lower levels. It is still an ongoing work in progress. And believe it or not, trying to capture a sense of randomness is often a lot harder than you might think. It's too easy to get into a pattern of putting the same with the same all the time. Something else I just noticed. Whilst I was up above looking down from the tower at Spectrial's base, she is putting in what appears to be a parking lot. And, you know, something I am noticing is a little bit missing from this parking lot. I think I need to help her out. Be right back. Now, to do what I'm thinking about, I'm going to need 32 to 48 blue carpets. And I don't think 9 cornflowers is going to be enough to make, well, let's see. There's 3 carpets per 2. So every time I dye 8 wool, we get 24. So no, I have enough blue dye. I don't need to go do any kind of farming for additional dye. I should just need 2 of these. So unfortunately I only have white wool, which is why I need to craft up some blue wool, and which I will then turn into some carpet. And if, oh no, that's right. Oh, wool is stupid like that. This should be the recipe for blue wool. Not this. Oh my god. Yeah, I do need to go and get a lot more blue dye. Yes, we're still doing everything manually. But I figure probably about 16 should give us enough blue carpets to do what we are thinking about doing. Just so you know. Help add some authenticity to Specs parking lot. Oh yeah, we got enough. Okay, no, I failed at the math budget. I needed 32, not 16. There we go. Now I have 48, which now should hopefully be the amount that we need. Let's go put back our reserves and leftovers. So can you guess what I am planning on doing with the blue wool to add some authenticity? Let's see, we get bump, 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 and then bump, bump. That looks horrible. Let's try this again. I've never actually, made one of these out of wool carpets before, so bear with me as I try and figure it out. It's not quite right. Let's try. Actually, if we just do that. How does that look? Let's mirror this. There you go. That looks pretty good, right? Let's just move the shulker box here out of the way a little bit. And of course, as area, his parking lot is not mob proofed yet. Hopefully no creepers sneak up on us while we're goofing off here. Hey, speak of the creepers, and they shall appear. Seriously. I'd feel really bad if I accidentally blew up part of her parking lot here. Didn't I kill you already? Okay, let's see how this looks from a distance. Let's hop up here. That's kind of hard to see. Can't really make it out. It's kind of at the limits of the render distance. But hold on. Let me go make something real quick. Be right back. Okay, let's see if this helps at all. Don't really use these as much as I honestly thought I would, given when they originally came out. Well, that is... Admittedly, they kind of look like giant fives, but I can also see the handicap logo. And as we all know, every business should have the closest spots to the main entrance be handicap in order to be a legitimate business. So, the Helmet headquarters now has handicap parking. I wonder if Spec is going to leave that in place or comment on it next time she is on. We'll see. And as always, thank you for another great episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Maybe click on one of the caption cards to see about watching another video, because that would really help out the channel. And comment below to let me know how I'm doing. This is kind of a work in progress, and I am learning as I go. And I'm hoping that you are enjoying this experiment as much as I am. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.